Okay, great. I think
Oh,
this is going to work. Okay, great.
all right. I think we will go ahead and jump into August and Christina, what you guys kind of did with the brand, and we're eager and excited to see and listen to what you guys came up with.
Sure. Yeah. Let
Awesome.
me need to figure out how to share screen on
Yeah,
this
I think it's on the
one.
bottom there.
Yeah.
Take your
Yeah.
time.
I
It's
think
no
I found
worries.
it.
Okay.
Can you see my screen?
Yeah, we can.
Yeah. Awesome. So yeah, really excited to share where I got to in terms of the design proposal that I've been working on in the past week or so.
Okay.
Again, sorry if there were any delays previously, but
Oh,
basically, I just wanted to really take my time, like thinking about kind of the strategy and the design aspect of, new visual identity. And I think, yeah, I've arrived to a really good place with it.
great.
Um, yeah, August was really excited about it, so
Great.
I'm excited to share.
Yeah, for sure.
So
And it's
just
no worries on the timing. We totally understand life happens, so that's totally fine. Don't worry about that.
Yeah. So just starting with where we were previously, so the current Give Basic Needs logo and kind of presentation on social media, on Instagram currently.
Yeah.
Just wanting to kind of talk about the strategy a little bit of how it could potentially look like, because I feel like it would really benefit from having a consistent logo usage and font styles, color applications, and imagery. So I took all of that into consideration on my designs. So something that would kind of shift the tone of voice of the brand to a more positive, clear, and empowering tone in in any aspect of the brand. I feel like it could really benefit from storytelling and introducing more emotionally resonant and impact focused language. So, for example, like um, case studies of volunteers and beneficiaries who work with Give Basic Needs, maybe posts about their stories and kind of like bringing out people's stories and really kind of emotionally resonating like with the audience and everyone.
Hmm.
So yeah, as I said, the storytelling strategy kind of going through the whole brand script that I've been sent, just like taking all of that into account. I feel like you guys are doing that already, but it's just kind of shifting maybe towards like more positive um visual language and just language in general.
Yeah.
So I'm just gonna go and dive straight into designs and the
Okay.
first logo that I've designed.
Okay.
So this, I have two routes in the kind of presentation. This being the first one. This is kind of how I work to just give you guys some options and what maybe you choose something else and you want to like take stuff from one route but not from the other. So this one is kind of bringing like really refreshing the visuals for Give Basic Needs and kind of making it more like a fresher and contemporary visual identity for it. So I just kind of played around with the logo, and as you can see, the G of the Give is like a really
Oh wait,
nice kind of.
you got to update your screen or go to the slide.
Oh,
It's frozen
sorry.
there.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, that's okay.
Oh, I'm so sorry.
No
I didn't.
problem.
Uh...
You had us all in suspense. We're just waiting, and
Okay.
you're hanging on
Oh,
hanging on
I'm
every
just
word.
like
It's
think.
all good. It's all good. You totally built the
Uh,
suspense. It's all good.
uh,
This is great. This is great.
sorry. Wait, I've lost my mouse on this.
No problem. Take your time.
Oh, um, um, Can you see this now?
Yeah, it just says
Yeah.
strategy.
Yeah. So
Okay.
this is yeah, so I was talking about this logo. I'm just gonna keep, all the navigation here and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, you can see, the first territory, the first route that I went is the G that kind of goes into the hand, and like the whole kind of idea behind this logo is creating something more positive and friendly in a logo, like something that is very friendly and optimistic, doesn't take kind of itself way too seriously, and just it's all about kind of spreading positivity and happiness. You guys have really pointed out that you want to spread happiness, and it's a global movement for happiness, one gift at a time.
Yeah.
So it's kind of all about kind of having that gifting, open, optimistic, giving energy throughout the branding, which I find like really exciting, happy, and engaging.
Yeah.
And we really
So
like the hand kind of symbolism,
Yeah. It looks.
like the personal touch and like kind of human like touch, or like, and
Yeah.
also it's kind of like it's like leaving, kind of like a human um like impact. Like the hand is very symbolic, it's like
Right.
helping hands, like people working together.
Yeah,
But
I
it's very
think
human.
it's absolutely beautiful, Christina. Thank you so much for this work.
Very, very cool.
I think it's super cool. Yeah, I really, really like it.
I'm glad. Yeah, I think it's a kind of great idea, and just the way it expands, and the way you can kind of take this hand as an asset and just just expand it, and really have just different applications, whether you want a t-shirt or a tote bag, a poster. It can really flex as an
Right.
asset. So I feel like it's just such a kind of nice thing to have, something that is unforgettable and really iconic, like as a logo. So when you instantly kind of look at this, you instantly recognize it. You instantly know it's Give Basic Needs. It's
Right.
kind
Yeah,
of
and I really like the way that you took, like on the pictures, for example, you took I don't know what to call it, but like the swirly from the hand, and you
Mhm.
can see how it's like essentially threaded through all of these different things.
Yeah.
That really,
Yeah.
really resonates with me as a way to connect.
Mhm.
To connect the dots, if you will, to connect the giving projects, to connect the work that we're doing with this swirly Q, which really is just a way to tie everything back again to the hand, which I think is brilliant.
We
Yeah.
like the kind of the continuity kind of symbolism of like the loop of like, like kind of either like doing like a giving event, like kind of completing the loop, or like,
Yeah.
just like that like continuation.
Yeah, and it's kind of the pay it forward thing too for me, because the
Mhm.
loop kind of continues, right? Like it doesn't just end on
Yeah.
the image or on the page. It's this thing of paying it forward as well, where you have this loop that forms, and then that brings you to the hand, and then from there it just keeps going. And so I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I really liked the combination of colors you guys had, the purple and the blue, but I also wanted to introduce a secondary kind of complementary orange, or like any other color it can like really pair well with. But just really that flood of purple, I feel like is just really fresh and kind of contemporary, and just really, something that is kind of can again just flex across multiple different applications, whether it's a poster like a t-shirt, or like a fundraiser poster, or like your tote bag. So like, it can have that flex if you want it to be.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
It's amazing.
Very cool.
Yeah. I will jump into the second idea, which August is a big fan of, is
I
the
like this
kind of
one.
idea.
I like both of them. They're both
Yeah.
so good. Like
Yeah.
I like
They're both.
It's hard to put into words. Like,
Yeah.
I'll let you explain this one. But like, I really
Oh.
like the messaging and the theme of the first one. But I really like
Yeah.
the modern and like professionalism of this one, and kind of the simplicity of
Yeah.
this one.
Yeah.
But I'll let you explain it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Like,
Yeah, so this one, when I was thinking about your message of paying it forward, I was really thinking about something that kind of emanates that happiness, something that kind of ripples out, from within out into the world. So something that has that imagery of that kind of ripple effect. So
Mhm.
this is kind of where it came from. So coming from within into the world, because it is a global kind of movement for happiness.
Right.
It comes from within, that kind of bringing that warm color and just like emanating it into like the blue is just like, gives that beautiful gradient that we have, and just like can really, again, like
Oh,
flex
that's so
out.
cool.
It could be either like a like cool animation, it could just like, pulse and like emanate, just really brings it to life.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, August is like a big fan of that idea
Yeah.
again, like
Yeah.
so I just like I could not just,
That's so cool.
leave it. I
Dude, those
had
tote
to
bags, I
kind of
want one of
bring
those.
it
Those ones.
like I had to bring it to life, definitely, and just, wanted to see how it would flex on, the different applications. And yeah, it's kind of two main ideas that I had like on the table. This slide kind of being as a little summary page for both, for you guys to see. And then I had a little sketchbook page where I just like had other different logo ideas, but just kind of didn't feel quite as right. But I thought maybe there was something in this which you potentially may like. So yeah, this is kind of where
Wow.
we're at.
Wow.
Very nice.
Amazing work. Thank you so much for the effort. This is
Yeah, that's very
something,
cool.
something that I as the first logo creator and my very limited, like I said, trying to build the plane as we're taking off. This is something that I imagined, if you will, at some point, was that we would get to an actual professionally designed logo with this type of messaging, and I think both of them are great. I really, I'm not gonna lie, the first one and that whole being able to put the string through everything and connect everything,
Yeah.
it really feels amazing. The second one is great too. I love it. And I could see how it could easily be animated to do like, like you said, when you said pulsing, I could just see it, and
Yeah.
I could see it resonating. I think that the the first one, for me personally, and this is the last thing I'm going to say about it, is that it really, it just feels modern. It feels happy. And I love the
Mhm.
purple, and the purple is, it's the present. It's Abby's favorite color, but it's also one of mine as well. And so I think that it just screams happy,
Mhm.
Yeah.
to me.
Yeah.
And so I'll let the rest of the group give their comments.
Yeah, for
But
sure.
I
How
think,
about how about you, Luke? What are you thinking? What's your thoughts and feedback?
I like the second one, the one on the right.
okay, what do you like about it?
I think it's a little more attention grabbing.
Okay.
If that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe a little cleaner with the E or the hand tie, or what are you thinking?
No, the heart one is the one that I like.
Yeah. But I mean, it's more clearer than
Oh
than
yeah,
the font
yeah,
maybe on the on the first one.
yeah.
Is it the font, or do you like the hands or the heart, or you just like it all?
I like the hand and the heart.
The hand and the heart. Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it
cool.
is really cool.
Okay, awesome. Salam, how about you? What's your feedback? What are you thinking?
I think I'll go with Luke because For me, it's about how colorful the second one is, the one on the right, and the hand.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Nice.
The also this the fact that it also symbolizes love.
Mhm.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Nice.
So for me, I think I like that.
Okay.
Yeah, so
Good.
so it's interesting because now that you pointed that out, right? There's multiple messaging. There's hands and love, and so, or at least iconic
Yeah.
representations of those. And so,
Mhm.
yeah,
Nice.
okay, good feedback, and that's important that we get Salam's feedback because obviously this
Mhm.
needs to work in Ghana. This needs to work internationally, globally, and I
Of
know
course.
Christina, you designed for that. I understand that, but it's good to get that feedback and perspective
Of
directly
course.
from someone in Ghana for sure.
Yeah, that's great. How about you, Danny? What are your thoughts? Feedback.
I like them both. They're both really good. I think that I like the one on the right a bit more though.
The hand or the heart one?
Yeah, just like the same kind of reasons stated before.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Very
Nice,
cool.
nice. And sorry, Elena's not on the call this morning. She had to travel this weekend for a work conference, so she'll give us her feedback later.
Yeah, but yeah, and August, what do you think? And I know you like the second one. It sounds like, but tell us
So
about
Mhm.
why.
this is my kind of thinking. I think they both visually look awesome, and I think we'd be I think both would suit us, but I almost want to draw like a tie between like one's like kind of like a handshake and one's like a gentle like touch, kind of like a hand that could be like
Mhm.
in an image. Like one's a little more lighter and one's like carries a little bit more like weight.
Uh-huh.
And so I almost want a phrase of like, what type of organization do you want to type like be like a handshake organization that like, you know, builds like relationships, and like the one on the right feels more sturdier. It feels a little more formulative, like solid. And then the one on the
Mhm.
left for me feels like, which is actually I want to like, you guys are kind of like, you guys do have like that no like elitism and no like, it's not about the people, it's about like the work that you do and the giving and the people that we're helping.
Right.
And so that's why I was like the touch is like kind of nice because it's like a little subtle, but I do feel like we are a handshake organization, or I feel like that could be what we like, you know, strive towards.
Mhm.
Because I really want to, ultimately I would love to have us help to like teach people about other ways of helping people, and like to offer like I see that as like maybe a future progression of where we try to help other people help people, if that makes sense. Like so I see the handshake being like formulative, if but it's totally up to you guys. I almost had the thought of like, well, could we use one as the main logo, and then in the social media, and when other people post, you know, their social media and images, they could like use that as a watermark or something. But I think that it would be probably smart to just pick one and kind of go with that one.
Yeah.
But thanks to Christina for making us this challenging decision.
Yeah, absolutely. They're both phenomenal. Christina and this is just a question to you. Do you see any way to merge the two in your creative juices? Like,
we could still have the
you don't have
loop.
to
We could
answer right
incorporate.
now. You don't have to answer right
We could
now. You may
incorporate.
want to think about it for a week or two or three, but it doesn't really matter. I'm just wondering if there's, you know, I think the thing that if you could go back to your previous slide, it was I believe it's like number 3. That one, I'm sorry, the one 2 down. Like this one to me was just like, wow. That's like legit. Like that's like an organization that is beyond its initial growth spurt. This is like an established, and while it doesn't say, and I know that the hand has to have, and maybe there's some words missing, you know, or the give basic needs or whatever, but this was just like, wow, that could be like a United Way statement, you know, like in
You
the
know what
US.
would even be cool? Like not even like having ads like that where we don't even say the name, but then people see the signal or they see the icon or the logo first, and then
Right.
later they learn that it's from, like, that'd be a cool kind of campaign where like we do ads without the name, and then it's like just word of mouth. People know about us, and then they see that, oh, that's GVN, or that's just a thought. Yeah, I agree with you, Kevin. That's really cool.
This is when I saw this, I was just like, this is to me, this is like next level. This is like a professional organization that's really, trying to make a big impact.
Mm-hmm.
And it really spoke to me. And I think that the curly Q, if you will, in this one was just like, it made me think for a minute, like, well, what does that mean? Like, how is that connected? I want to know more. And so I don't really, I don't know if that's just my take on it. But this one for me was just, and I think that, Christina, this is for you, just general knowledge too. And we've talked a little bit about this with the Presidio. And while giving events are super important to us, the messaging and the marketing is super important too, because if we aren't celebrating our giving events and getting people to celebrate them with us, we're missing a big opportunity in creating a world of happy.
Yeah.
And so I think that this type, like, I could see this like in Chicago. I could see this in New York. I could see this in LA, San Fran, wherever. I could see it in London. I could see it anywhere.
Can we see the other slide with the other bus stop?
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I just wanted to kind of get the two back to back and stuff. Go ahead.
Sure. Yeah.
We could
sorry. Yeah, go ahead.
Even you could do one where that, or even one where it's smaller, about maybe half that size, but then the ripples are a little bit more spread out, or like, I don't know, there's so much you could do with that. Like we could have that could be like, we could, if we want to make that one work, we can make it smaller and make have the other one kind of has that gentle, subtle touch. This one, we could achieve that gentle, subtle touch by making it smaller or appear smaller on some of the ads. That's just one idea if you want to keep that like subtlety a little bit.
Right.
What do you think? What are you thinking, Christina? Christina, what are you thinking?
I mean, like you said, I feel like personally, the kind of idea of that, I think, I am probably more drawn to kind of the first idea, totally, because it was like purely kind of intuitive, and like the way, when I was sketching it, I think it's nice that the hand kind of goes into give, and then it's a standalone icon by itself, and like you said, just creating a very kind of iconic symbol where you don't even have to see the name of the organization, but you just kind of know what it is from branding. That's kind of what makes good branding in general. Just like when you don't even know what it is, but you just know because of the visuals. And just like, I just kind of love the way it flexes in general, but I definitely can see like the potential of the second idea, just probably maybe brought more into life, maybe with animation, or with kind of more thinking into it. I definitely hear you on like maybe combining the two ideas, and maybe just kind of having
incorporating
a separate like a separate like idea which combines kind of the two, because they're two kind of quite different. Like first one is kind of very it's like very happy and just very expressive, and the second one is a bit more like structured, and it's like proper, but
we could still, like in some of the social media posts, we could include the loop. That could be almost like a second connotation, like if we go with the second logo, but we could include the loop like in, I don't know, or would it be better for consistency?
I feel like just having a solid idea and just sticking and being consistent, like that's what's important.
I totally agree with you, Christina, on that. Is that whatever we choose whether it's a combination of these or,
Yeah.
that you come up with, or it's one or the other, we have to really be consistent. And just like we
Yeah.
have to be consistent when we, and this is for Christina as well, is that, so since we started the organization, I've been pushing uh, a lot for people not to call us GBN.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't want us to be known as GBN. I want us to be known as Give Basic Needs.
Yeah.
And so I think that same messaging is critical, that it's important that whatever we do, we're consistent with, because that's the only way you build a brand, is with consistency. And so,
Exactly.
and so I think that, whatever the group decides to go forward with, I think, um, I think, it's important that we just wholeheartedly go with whatever Christina says when we decide.
Yeah. I'm happy to share this presentation with you guys and like give you some time to maybe think on it. Like maybe there's more feedback that comes up, if you guys have any kind of thoughts and
Can
further feedback.
we just go around, just for Christina and everyone's, can you go around, let's go around the group and say what you don't like. And this is no offense to Christina, but
No. I need this. Yeah.
yeah,
Like,
but
yeah.
what don't you like about design? We're just going to call them design 1 and design 2.
Mhm.
So in looking at this, let's go ahead and start with Luke. Luke, what don't you like about design 1?
Jesus, I don't know. What the fuck? I think maybe the curly Q in the words makes it a little trickier for me to read.
Okay, so the words, so maybe does the G work, or is the G doesn't work for you personally?
I think the G is a little too tricky.
Okay. And then, but
like,
you also think that it's a little bit too much in the A and the E?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's fair. And how about the second one? What one thing that you don't like about it? Or the way it makes you feel? Because I think it's important, and Christina, correct me if I'm wrong, but brand is really about emotion and feeling.
Oh yeah, absolutely. It needs to evoke the right feeling
Right.
in a person. So yeah, it can be absolutely intuitive. Feedback, I can take any like harsh critique. It's my job. It's my job. So
I
you
feel
can
like
be as harsh as you can.
Okay,
I feel like the first one is more of our.
Hold on, before we go, Luke, one thing that you don't like about the one on the right? Number two.
Man, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know.
You don't have anything.
That's okay.
Fair.
Okay, that's fair. Okay, how about you, August? One thing that you don't like about the one on the left, and one thing you don't like about the one on number 2. Sorry.
So I think the one on the left feels. I don't know about the text, like for the loop, maybe just doing it once, like in the G. It feels a little bit less like it feels more like playful, and it feels more like crafty, and it feels more like friendly. And I was thinking maybe you could, to make it look more like a G, you could cut off the end of that so it's not going off so much on that G. And I feel like the first one, again, represents more of like our style kind of, but the one on the right, I feel like represents more of either one, like the impact and the work that we do, and the emotional like impact and kind of feeling of Give Basic Needs. And it also, I feel like the one on the right offers the like a direction for us of like where we could go, like in terms of messaging. But the thing, I guess, if I have to say one thing I don't like about the one on the right, I don't know. I'm kind of with Luke. I don't have anything I dislike. I think the text looks good. I think maybe I think I told Christina before, and she made the text a little bit bolder. But it looks good. It looks really good now. And the coloring for red, I also like the color of red because it's kind of tried to, like, you guys do the testing kit for AIDS and do the medical stuff, and it's kind of like, you know, like blood, and it's kind of like it's like it's a very strong color. I like that as far as for a direction of, I think, where we could go. I think where we're at now and where we have been is kind of more on the first design, but I think where we could go is the one on the right. But I think they're both really, really well done, and I think we'll be in good hands no matter which one we go
Yeah,
with.
that's good. Okay, how about you,
Get it?
Danny?
We'll be in good hands.
Yeah, for sure. How about
Yeah,
you,
yeah.
Danny? What's one thing you don't like on the left on the number 1, and one thing you don't like about the number 2? Sorry, Danny, you might be muted. Let's try to Salam. We'll go back to Danny. Salam, what's one thing on the left that you don't like, and one thing on the right that you do like or don't like?
Okay, on the left for me is the message, is the fact that when I look at it, yeah, the message as he explained is good, but somebody who just has it wouldn't be able to pick the message as the person would do for the one on the right.
Okay. So the wording or the font is a problem for you.
Yes.
Not necessarily the hand, but the wording on the right of the hand.
Exactly. And also the meaning. So
the meaning of the hand, you mean, or the thread that connects things?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. So for me, if I look at the one on the left, turn left onto Brigadier General Arik Barmesu Avenue. A number of things. Let's say I would have to think for a bit to actually make meaning out of the logo, right? But for the one on the right, what will quickly come to mind is love. It's a symbol that is known. What will quickly come to mind is friendship or some sort of connection.
Right.
The handshake.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's the interpretation. For the one on the left, I like the font too. Is problematic because the G, if it can be done much better to be easily recognized. And then on the right hand, what I don't like about it, probably how deep the color is. I think the color can be more deeper.
Maybe even increasing the waves, like, so you can see like the ripples, like they're spread out a little bit more, so you could like
exactly.
So they're stronger, and then you can see a little bit of space, and then the next one a little bit of space, so just increasing the distance of those, so you can see them better.
Okay, and then let's get Abby's feedback. What don't you like on the left, or 1, and what don't you like on 2?
I really can't find anything that I don't like about 1 because it uses our original colors and adds that kind of complementary color, like you said. It ties in yeah, I can't find anything wrong with that one. The one on the number 2, um, I think if we could adapt the colors there and have it be our original colors and a complementary color, and then kind of see how that is. Um, I do like that the hands can be used separately, just like in number 1, the hand can be used separately and have that kind of logo be a recognition of our work. Yeah.
That's good. Danny, are you back or
Yeah, I'm here.
which one? What don't you like about number 1, and what don't you like about number 2?
I feel like one's like almost too playful and not serious enough.
Okay, good feedback.
I can't really think of anything on 2, but I like them both.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I'll go. So for me, I think I don't. I mean, I understand what Salama is saying with regards to the messaging, but I think a brand that's has a little bit of ambiguity in its logo can actually be a little helpful for people to study it or want to think about it or understand it. So kind of like the Nike swish, right? Like that. What does that mean? Like it doesn't mean anything until you associate it with what they do is create tennis shoes. And so I really like 1. The font is maybe a little bit too playful, as Daniel said. So I'm going to have to go with that. But I absolutely love the way that the thread goes through all the pictures, and that shows a sense of connection between what it is. And I think it's good to be playful, but I think the um, the understanding of the name needs to be clear. So I think it's really good. The only thing I might correct is the font. Maybe the A is too much and the E is too much, and maybe the G could be cut down a little bit when it is on the words. I don't know. And what I don't like about number 2 is it's just too corporate. It just feels like we're a big organization who is just looking for donations, and while we're having an impact, we just are about, I don't know, it feels like a United Way, more like a United Way logo to me. It feels like it doesn't feel as it just doesn't feel as happy. I guess maybe that's it. And I think to Abby's point, the colors in that one, I really like the purple. I like the colors in the first one in my opinion are absolutely perfect.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that the color, the partnership, to August's point, like I get that, but at the same time, who is that a partner with? And to me, when it's in that super structured heart, if you will, I know the heart means
It's
love,
a partner.
but
It's like a partnership in paying it forward, like kind of the message.
I think it's also a partnership, but I think we have to be, as an organization, we have to be very careful with the word partnership, in that we don't really rely on others to help us execute, because then we could lose what it is we're really trying to do. And so if that's our hand in someone else's hand, it makes more sense to me. If that's our hand in another organization or another group, that doesn't make sense to me. And so I think that's just my take on it. But I think they're both unbelievably creative, and I totally appreciate the work, Christina.
For sure.
So one suggestion, if we want to have that more subtle kind of feeling, it almost feels like the one on the right is too good. Like it almost feels like it's like too strong, and like we're more like lighter. Like you could make it smaller, like on the shirt, definitely. So instead of having it like be really big and bold, like we could just make it smaller, and then having that small kind of like touch can kind of connotate that, like, no, we're not making big deals, we're not forming huge partnerships, that like it's just the partners between the people that we help, or that the happiness that we create. It's like the everyday like human to human partnership, not like big like contract partnerships, but like this is the work that we do and we hope that you pay it forward or kind of continue it. That's what that's my backup for
I think
that.
what
But
Kevin meant by that, by having it less more subtle, is that it might be a bit too obvious or too on the nose.
Mm-hmm.
Do I read that correctly?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Yeah, so this was my concern with that idea as well, is that, as much as it is like very legible and very kind of straightforward as an idea, like it could be like a bit too generic or on the nose. So I totally like see where you're coming from, Kevin, and there's definitely ways of kind of suggesting it, but not making it too like on the nose, like adding a bit more personal touch to it. As you said, it feels a bit corporate at the moment, which I totally agree with.
Mm-hmm.
And like, this is why maybe there's a way of kind of combining the two, where we maybe take the kind of imagery on the right and then adding a bit more personal touch to it that we have an abundance of on the left.
Yeah.
Or just developing the first idea to make it a bit more legible and a bit more direct and more kind of straightforward for it's actually interesting that you guys read the G as the Q. I kind of did not really see it until you pointed it out, so thank you for kind of pointing it out to me. I feel like, yeah, maybe there is a way to modify the logo so it is a bit more accessible to people, because it definitely needs to be accessible for everyone.
Sure.
So for everyone to be able to read it.
Yeah, I really, the thing that I guess and this is just my interpretation as well, but one, because it's not closed, the hand isn't closed, it just feels open to me. Like, we don't know what happiness means to you, but whatever that is, we're doing it. You know what I mean? Whereas like the heart feels like everything is within the heart. Like maybe in a next design, or when you're feeling creative or whatever, maybe if the heart was less ripply and maybe more open, and had the curly Q, or had the curly Q, or the swish that we could take through our images or through our videos or our bags, or like, I don't know. I'm just throwing it out there, but I think it's amazing work, and I can't tell you how much we appreciate it.
No worries. I'm glad you liked it.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. And so I think, Christine, if you just take all of this and just digest what we said and put your creative juices back on, you don't have to come back to us like, real quick, but whenever works for you, we'd love to see more. Right.
Yeah, definitely.
I mean, we don't want to consume all of your time and, all of that, but we absolutely are ready to see more. If it means it's next week, or if it's the week after, that's totally fine. So whatever works with you, but it's amazing work. And I look forward to finally deciding on his design and looking at it. And like I said, that billboard, I could totally see that in New York City. I could see that in San Francisco. I could see that anywhere. And people being like, what does that mean? Like, what's going on here? And then to be able to do an event backed up where we put on a concert and that logo is present again, and then people make the connection, like, whoa, that's the same company, or that's the same nonprofit that I saw the billboard for 3 weeks ago.
Yeah.
Now doing pizza in the park with a band, or doing a medical event, or doing something at the school for food insecurity, or helping with shelter or community spaces. So I think it's amazing work. Really, really good work.
Yeah, that's great. great. That's great. Any other feedback or comments for Christina? Anybody?
Maybe
No.
just try to spread out the waves so we can see what it looks like if they're further apart or they're more like distinct.
Sure.
And maybe like on the t-shirt design, or like have it where it's like smaller, or the whole heart is a little bit smaller. And that could be kind of how it's perceived. Like you only see it smaller. You never see it like as a giant big, like maybe that's kind of part of the messaging is we never have it really big, like all together. It's like smaller, like the everyday small like acts kind of. Yeah, those are some of my thoughts, but I'm with you, Kevin, though, too. I feel like they both are really, really well done. And you guys know me though. I like the waves. I'm a musician. I like all like the waves, like and like that statement, make waves. Like I feel like that's us too. Like when they say like, and so I love the connotation with the waves. But that's me. I feel like that's more of like for the up and coming generation too, or like kids or people like the younger population. It feels I agree with you. It feels more like professional, or it feels more that logo does, or it feels more corporate. But I think that might even benefit us a little bit in terms of like awareness, or in terms of like trust a little bit. Like they might see that and trust us a little bit more. But that's just
it's a good thought, but I think that the only people we need to trust are the people that we interact with. And so I mean, our actions speak for ourselves, right? We've always said that, is that we started with doing giving events, and then we just promote the events that we did, and then we just show what we did. And if people like it, great, put a smile on and tell a friend. And if they don't, it's okay too. If they think that, we're a public organization, they can join our Discord, they can join this meeting, they can look at all of our books, they can do whatever they want. But I think I think the one, and this is the last thing I'll say, and before we move on, sorry, is that the one on the right seems like it's seeking donations. I'm sorry. Number 2 says, I'm here for donations. Number 1 says, I'm here, let's have fun. To me, but that's it.
Yeah.
In any case, I think it's great work, and can't thank you enough, Christina, for your effort. And with that, I think we'll move on, if that's okay.
Yeah. I'll stop sharing.
Perfect.
Great.
Thank you again so much.
Thank you.
Yeah. So in the interest of time, let's get some updates on our project. Salam, can you update us on 48, the borehole project?
Yes. The borehole project is done.
Okay, so all the cement work has been completed?
Yes. I think Ben just have to send a video.
Okay. And so the pumps put in place as well?
Yes.
Beautiful. And how was the borehole received by the community?
Oh, they were so happy, and they pumped out some water, and it was fun. Yeah. So I think that one is out of the way, and also the video for the pineapple giveaway is also ready.
Okay, so the video for the pineapple giveaway, which was number 51, has also been completed. And as soon as, I'm sure that the video or the social media post will go out this week for one of those events. We just need to get with Elena. Like I said, she's been traveling for work, so that's understandable. But so good on that. Good on the pineapple. Then what else you got, Ab?
Perfect. Let's see, for your project.
I'm sorry, really quick, just so I have it here. Salam, can you confirm that the videos for both of those projects have been completed by Benny?
Yes.
Okay, and do you know if Elena has those? She, if not, she should reach out to Benny.
Yeah, I don't know. I've not asked Benny if he has sent them to Elena though.
It's okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's
So
okay.
I made a note. I mean, obviously this is being recorded and she'll listen to this. So then she should just get with Benny to get those videos, to do the post, and we'll get those projects closed. Great.
Perfect. Okay. And so a little update on the Loretto office project kind of ties in with the Happy Travel, Happy Team, Happy Stay NFT discussion that we had started in Discord, just kind of letting everybody know our new focus. So I'll let Kevin explain kind of why we had to switch away from Happy Stay in Loretto. And right now we're just focusing on building an office there, going into the community and seeing what they need.
Right. And so originally we thought, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to purchase. We need a central location in Baja, Mexico for operations. And so with that, we thought we would go in and build initially a place we called Happy Stay, which was a place where we could have camping hookups, and then we would just give all those proceeds back to the community in the form of food, shelter, and medical. But after analyzing that, along with the work that we've done in other projects, it's not okay for our organization to have a business that generates money and gives back. We actually have to give back. And so it was a compliance issue for us to do this type of activity. And so with that, we obviously didn't violate any issues, but in catching it and realizing it was going to cause a conflict, we decided to just essentially use the land in Loretto as our office for that will serve the community as we see fit in the future. So whether that's with hydroponic gardens or simply a community garden or whatever it might be, we will do that going forward. But initially, it's going to be an office. The whole campground idea will not work. And for that reason, we decided to put that on hold and focus on the office so that we can better perform operations in the area. And then we've also suspended Happy Travel, which was, for Christina's knowledge, that was a project that we thought we tried to spin up, spent a year, didn't really market it well, but we built the project to essentially have individuals travel to see the impact of their donations. So the idea was you would buy a borehole, for example, for $3,000, make that donation, and then there would be a 6 or 7 day tour event that took place in Ghana with Salam, where he would take you on a small safari. He would show you what Accra, the capital, is like, take you out for local cuisines, do these types of things. And then the last the last day, you would go to where your donation was made, and then you would see the impact of your giving with the actual village members. And so we had spun that all up, but without adequate marketing and not a lack of effort, just a lack of resources, if you will. That never got off the ground. So we decided to decommission that project for now. The idea was we could do it in other locations as well. Like we could do that then in Mexico. We could do that elsewhere. But that not taking off after a year and us not really being able to have the resources to adequately put towards it, we decided to decommission that project. Then the Happy Teams was a project. We had two individuals come on board. Her name was also Christina and Angie, and they were going to solicit businesses to do team building projects that would then give to the communities that we serve. So essentially, they were bringing in donations and then working with corporate America to do not to do fundraising activities, but to do team building activities with individual groups within a corporation, like maybe IT or maybe the marketing group or whoever it is. And then they would show the impact of lighting, for example, in a community. They would show the impact of clean water. They would show the impact of medical. And then they would build team building events around those. And then part of that would be a donation to Give Basic Needs to essentially do events in in the region that they chose, whether that was Mexico, the U.S., Ghana, wherever. But since they have left the project for other personal reasons, they just didn't have the time to commit to it. We decided at this point in time we would decommission that project, and now Happy Stay has been decommissioned. And while I thought initially I was like kind of bummed because we put a lot of effort into this, I realized that we're better off putting that effort into marketing what it is we're currently doing. And what we do are giving events, and giving events are reaching out to community members who are suffering and providing them things around food, shelter, and medicine. And so I think this is kind of our year to refocus. We threw everything out there. We know what works, and basically the core principle that we started with is what works, and it's time to celebrate that and do more of that. So that's kind of why we've decided to refocus a bit and some of the history behind it. It doesn't mean we can't spin those ideas back up in the future. It just means right now it's time to it seems like a year to refocus.
Yeah, great.
Yeah,
explained very well. Yeah, moving on, unless anybody has any questions on that one, we'll wrap up really quick.
Yeah, I think we just I think if we could just take a minute.
So
excuse me.
That's okay. Speaking of giving events, August, do you have an update on how your event is going?
Sorry, August, you might be muted.
I think, you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. I didn't realize that. It's going good. I just talked to Steve last night. I saw him last night, and they're gonna have a sound guy for us. They're gonna do the food, the limited buffet between noon to 1. And I talked to the social media guy that does all their social media posts. So once we get the branding and the logo kind of finalized, and then like a poster, we'll send it to them. We're gonna do a video. I'm gonna try to do. I'll do a video ahead of time, and kind of share that as like a promotion and kind of marketing for the event. And then I'm gonna work on some of the items. I got to order the like business cards, pay it forward cards.
Oh, actually, so that's good. We're talking about this.
Yeah, that was one of the questions I had. Is if you were wanting to, well, A, we have to think about the rebranding, when that's going to hit, and then B, were you going to use the giving cards or do some kind of wristbands?
I was thinking the gift cards. You want to choose one or the other instead of doing like both.
Yeah. So Christina, just to catch you up, Christina. So at each event, we do those giving cards, and they're branded as such to where they have our logo, and they just say, "Thanks for." I think it says, I don't know the exact word.
Thanks for patronizing this business. Tell the story, pay it forward.
Yeah, and so like on the front and the back, it's got a QR code with our little logos that say, the Instagram, Facebook, LinkedIn, and Discord logos, our YouTube channel, etc. So that's kind of what we hand out at the event. So that's how we get our messaging out. It's just a business card, and so that's something that however we rebrand with the logos that you design, Christina, and we will. Now we have some of these. I don't know. We'll keep these. We'll just print new ones because the idea is the branding will start ideally, Christina, if time allows and your schedule, et cetera. If the branding can launch at the same time as August's event, which is in the month of July.
June
22nd.
June. Then we will try out the branding, if you will. On at his event. And so what we would do is create some kind of new giving card with this logo or with this new logo, with this message that just says, please tell the story and pay it forward. However we do that. Now I didn't know if, and August, I know you are anxious to do some videos and things, but I really want Christina to lead the branding with Elena's help too. So we have videos that use proper hashtags for analytics. Maybe make sure that Christina's logo is present. Make sure that her messaging and the colors are spot on. All of those things. So I really see your event as a critical event for launching our new brand, and I don't really see it launching before then. And so I don't know. I guess the question for you, August, was, and for Christina as well, as the leader here, do we think that we want to do like wristbands at the event, or do you think you want to pass out cards when you pass out the food?
I actually think the wristbands would be cool. Like if we can get that says "Give Basic Needs," the new logo, and then it says "Pay It Forward." I think that would be like. I think it's nice to have something that you can like use instead of a card you just put away, but something you could like wear. Like they could, maybe if they are inspired to help somebody else in need, like go into a low income community, they could wear the wristband.
Sure.
Like even, like I feel like, so I'll probably go with the wristbands.
Okay. Yeah.
But can I order the cards though for the next, like any other future given events?
Yeah. So this is this is part of the media budget. And what will happen is, so Abby is sending you your credit card.
Should be there in 6 days.
Yeah. So, but obviously before you need her approval. but the idea is that we're not ready to do anything with media until we're good with what Christina what's the decision with Christina, just so that we know colors and we know all of that. So Christina, we've been using Vistaprint. I don't know if you know of that organization. It's just a online media marketing type creator. So they do all the shirts, they do all the banners, they do all the credit or the business cards, all of these things. We have an account there. It's not anything that we can't switch and get an account somewhere else if you have somewhere else that you want to do. But I know they do the wristbands. However we want to do it. I don't know, August, what was in the budget for your marketing, but we're going to essentially turn whatever you put in there is essentially approved, but we're going to give that budget to Christina and see how she wants to launch the brand with regards to maybe, you had like $80, I think, in Facebook ads. So that's great.
Yeah.
If Christina feels that, hey, we're better off, doing something different with it to launch the brand, and she wants to do $120 in Facebook ads. I know it's totally silly, Christina, and the dollar amounts, but as a nonprofit, these are the amounts that we want to use at least initially, so that we can have as big an impact on creating happy as we can. So while they're small budgets, they're important budgets, and we just need to. We want to continue, like I said, to let Christina lead with the brand, help with Elena and the media, whatever we need to do there, and then think about how to smartly create promotional videos, do the marketing, do the branding, whether maybe we want band members to have certain shirts. That's all up to Christina. Maybe we want some flags on stage that have QR codes. We don't, whatever Christina thinks about as far as marketing the event, we're just going to let her run with, whether that's posters or maybe it's abstract posters that say show up at such and such a location for, some catchy phrase, like great marketing people do. And, like if she wants to just be totally generic and make it like what's it called? Like a treasure hunt, where like you go here and then you go here and then, this is where you end up, like however you want to do it. I think all of the marketing and the branding and all of that is in Christina's hands until she tells us this is more than I have time for, or I need help. And then at that point, we'll adjust our outlook and take more on, whether that's August creating the video or Elena creating the video or me whatever it is, ordering swag. Maybe you want to pass out pens or pencils, or maybe you don't want like wristbands that are sticky and are one-time peel offs, but maybe you want like the rubber wristband, and we want to invest in that, where people might actually leave it on for a couple of days and remember the the event for a couple of days. I mean, if I went to that kind of event, I would leave it on. I'm a wristband kind of. I'm a bracelet kind of guy. But I mean, I don't know if that's something that we want to look at, or if we want to throw away free shirt, give away shirts at the event. The band throws out 20 free shirts. If we think that that's effective, I don't know what's effective, and that's why I will defer to someone like Christina, because she has way more skills than I do in that. I've just seen it all done in my time.
That's what I was saying, dude.
And so
that's what I was saying. I was like, holy, I don't know how you do that.
yeah, exactly. So whatever suggestions, but I think the first thing is the messaging, and we've come leaps and bounds, and Christina has done great work, and we'll look for some stuff in the future and just go from there. So I think, and Christina, if you need a budget, we don't have a lot, but let us know, because we can do things like, if you say like, look, we really should do X, Y, and Z when we launch, then maybe we can find a couple $100 here and there to get it done, or be creative and do it a different way. Sometimes the correlation between marketing and money isn't always a strong correlation. Sometimes you can do amazing things with a little bit of money and a lot of creativity when it comes to branding. And so I don't know. So I'll leave it at that. I know we're running over, and I don't want to take any more time from anybody. Sorry for talking too much.
No, that's okay. Thank you. I just have one last thing on the agenda before we go around. If just a reminder for Salam and Danny, if you guys can sign those the annual policies that are in Smiley. If you need help, just let me know. But please get those organizational policies signed soon. All righty.
Before the next meeting, how about?
Perfect. Perfect. All right, great. Salam, do you have anything else for us?
I think you're muted, Salam.
Nope, I don't have anything else.
All right, great. Thank you. Christina, anything else?
Sorry, what website did you use again for the?
Oh yeah, it's called Vistaprint.
Merch? Vistaprint.
Yeah.
Okay.
And if it doesn't work, or better prices somewhere else, or you just are comfortable working, we can totally change it.
Yeah,
it's just that we've done. Yeah, check it out and see how it might work.
Perfect.
Okay.
Luke, how about you?
Thank you.
Wait.
Yeah, thank you.
No, I'm all good.
Good. Danny?
Danny boy, you're muted.
All good.
Okay. All right, good. August, how about you?
I think I'm all good. I was going to ask you guys if I could maybe talk, if you could help me walk me through some of the stuff on the Smiley. Like I had a few questions, but maybe sometime this week, or I'll message you my questions.
Yeah.
But yeah, just for putting together the documentation.
Okay.
Sure.
Yeah. No
and that's really Elena and Abby's wheelhouse. So that's perfect.
Okay, they can help with that too.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. They're the compliance and.
We mostly, Kevin does a lot of the finance stuff in Smiley, but Elena and I do more of the projects, compliance and stuff in Smiley. So yeah, we can definitely meet. Awesome. And I don't have anything else. I appreciate everybody's time. Sorry for going over. Thank you all. It's a wonderful team. We're super excited for this year, and I can't say how much we appreciate you all.
Thank you.
Thank you guys.
Thank you so much. Have a good week.
Have a good day.
Bye.
Right. Have a good week.
I can't see this.
I know. Happy.